Hey guys, Rock here today, out in Island Pond, Vermont. It is July 26, 2022. Today I got a Can-Am 2007 Can-Am Outlander XT400 that we're going to be giving a test run, and I'll switch it over so you can check that out. So here's the machine. As you can tell, it's in nice shape. Like I said, 07, a little, she's got a few years on her, but this is the Can-Am Max. So it's a true two-person, two-up ATV touring. It's XT, so it comes with the bumpers, the winch, a little bit nicer aluminum wheels than the regular Outlander. This has 4,400 miles. That's right, the XTs come with the hand guards as well. This one had a windshield, but I didn't get it from the past owner. A little, I don't think it's much of a storage box, but you can access your brake fluid, your coolant, and it actually has got a nice spot for your Warren winch remote control. So pretty handy setup there. Now, this does have, this rear seat is removable, just very quick, pops off. Now, these come with a standard little toolbox in the back, storage area, but with this big box on the back, you can't access it, but that's the price you gotta pay. Can-Am's kind of torsional bars design versus the A-arm of most ATVs. But pretty nice machine. This is only a 400 single cylinder. It's big. It's got a long wheelbase. So we're gonna try this thing out and see how it goes. All right, so I'm gonna hop on this machine. Fairly standard features. You got your key switch. Right here is on with your headlights. This is just plain on. It's got a nice big display here in miles, trip, meters, hours. Gotta have it in either neutral or park to start, and then you get this big green button right here and just hit, and that's it. So take this thing for a ride, high range. We'll see how it goes. Now remember, I said this is only a 400 single cylinder, so I'm actually not expecting too much out of it, but we'll see. I have been riding this around, and I will say pretty surprised with the power it does have. I'll let it warm up a little bit before I get onto it too much, but at the end of the test there, I'll do a top speed run to see what we can get out of it. Now, the only other reference I think I would have for a 2-up in this category, 400, is an Arctic Cat TRV, and now that machine I could only get, I think it was around 45 miles an hour, and that was pushing it with that. So it'll be interesting to see what this thing does. Now, this has regular shocks in the back, just plain Can-Am, non-adjustable. Well, they're preload adjustable, and then it's got front strut systems up here. There's completely no adjustment on them. So, but as you can tell, this thing rides pretty nice. The extra wheelbase helps, I'm sure, and it's actually a little on the stiff side in the rear without your without your passenger on there. But other than that, I mean, this thing rides great. It's made for two people, so that is understandable. It cruises along nicely on the trail here. This is in two-wheel drive. It has a single brake lever to control all 4 brakes, and then you also have your foot pedal that controls just the rear brakes. Oh, a deer out there. Nice little young buck. Yeah, we're gonna try out the 4-wheel drive system. We're gonna go through all that. This is a like I said, single cylinder, liquid cooled, so you do have a radiator and all that to keep it cool. And yeah, this little hill, it doesn't look like much, but with the rocks and stuff, it does test out the four-wheel drive for sure. Throw it in low range, and we'll throw it in. So it's basically an all-wheel drive system. They call it Visco lock, similar to Polaris ATVs. The inner workings a little differently, but basically when one front wheel, when your rear tires lose traction, it'll kick onto one front wheel. When that loses traction, it'll kick to the other. These older Can-Ams, they don't tend to hook up quite as good as the newer ones. Like, it'll take at least a half to maybe 1.5 revolutions of one tire before it actually kicks to the other side. But anyways, we're gonna try it, and we actually couldn't tell right there. It climbed it pretty good. The extra wheelbase on this helps for sure on stuff like that, because on other machines that I've drove, you need the full drive. We don't need that right now. Actually, we'll try it out in low range. It's a slow pace right here, so we'll see what we can do. It's a very smooth power, this thing. It doesn't seem like it has gobs of torque, understandable for a 400, but when you get the revs up, it will go. It just doesn't have that initial punch. Now, I've drove plenty of 400s before, just not, like I said, the 2-ups. So I've drove Yamahas, Kodiaks. Now those 400, same thing with the Honda 400s, they have a lot of low-end power, which is nice. They don't go very fast. You're in the 40s, most likely with those. But a lot of low-end power. But when you get up to speed, you're kind of in the RPMs. This thing, it actually cruises nicely. We're doing the speedometer. I don't know what the GPS is saying on the GoPro, but the speedometer showing between 28 and 30 right now, and we're not really in excess of RPM, so that's kind of nice when you're cruising on the trails. This is a very quiet machine, so if you're using it for hunting or something, that's always a plus. That's full throttle right there. It goes. It's just not gonna win any speed contests. But so I did have to do a little motor work to this. The camshaft had gone to hell, and I had to replace that, and the timing chain, and a couple other things. But what I noticed with these is, from doing a little research, this is my first 400 Can-Am I've had, and the 400 Can-Am shares a lot of the same top end parts, upper engine parts, with its big brother, the Outlander 800. And so when I was looking at all these parts, the timing chain's the same, the cylinder's the same, the piston's the same, piston rings, all that stuff is the same. Even the cylinder head is the same. The one thing I wasn't sure about was the camshaft, if the 800 had a different profile, but all those other parts are the same. So I was very surprised. Very easy to find parts for this thing. Go ahead and run low range. Okay, so 2-wheel drive. I didn't get enough run on this, so we'll see. Yeah, that 4-wheel drive is pretty quick actually, with one wheel anyways. It's when you got to use two, need all four, that you notice the delay in the 4-wheel drive system on this. But This is a non-power steering model, 2007. I don't even know if they offered it back then for Can-Am. Yamaha was just coming out with the EPS back then, but you notice it. This, I don't know, it seems to have a lot of front end weight. And I mean, it's not horrible, but it's noticeable compared to other ATVs. That it's definitely it steers kind of hard. I don't know if it's, you know, the way they have it designed, because it's made for a second passenger. You put a second passenger on here, and it turns easier, which is understandable. It puts more weight on the back, but so maybe that's why. But we'll come to the end here, and we'll do that, like I said, that top speed run. I'm curious. Sure, you guys are curious. It's this is a big, heavy machine, 400. I think we're gonna be impressed. I don't know it for certain, but I know what I've been up to, and I was impressed by that. So we'll see. But good machine here. These are running around the, you know, between. They actually hold the value very well. I've seen a lot posted. Oh, it depends on the miles and the shape and stuff, but between 3,000 to 5,000, I'd say. And you get into the 3,000, you're talking a little bit rougher stuff. There's one on there right now, 5,500, which I thought was kind of pricey for that. This one, I'm thinking near the low end, 3,000. Yeah, we'll see when I get done. I got a few other things that I need to do to it, but I think it's gonna be right around that range. I think I can do that. So I'm not sure how good you guys can hear this ATV as far as the audio, but the sound, especially when you get up into the RPMs, it really it reminds me of the 800 so much. It just, I don't know, it's the whine of the drivetrain and all that. It just reminds me of that. It doesn't have that V-twin, that great V-twin sound, but now this model, I forgot to say, this is carbureted. I do believe they went to fuel injection later on in the years with the 400, but this one is carbureted. It starts very easy. When I already had it running when I started it for you guys, but if you just go to start it, all you gotta do is choke it, and it fires right up. It doesn't take long. Of course, it's, you know, it's not very cool out. It's probably 60 or something, so you just unchoke it almost immediately, and you're good to go for the rest of the day. Now this machine does have engine braking. Not using any brakes. We're going downhill, slowing right down. Very, very nice feature on a lot of these trail ATVs. It's actually very aggressive. Yeah, I gotta get onto the throttle to get this thing to go down as fast as I want to go. And this is in high range. You put it in low range, it's gonna go slower. So you save on your brakes for sure. But yeah, so this is a little bit of our high-speed run, and then we'll get on the road and I'll actually do the top speed. Wet through here. Another thing that I haven't really noticed personally, because I have not ran this all that much, but I hear from a lot of 400 owners that these things are great on fuel. They really don't use much. I think it's the way they're geared. They're a little bit higher geared than your typical 400, which most 400s get pretty good fuel mileage anyways. Yeah, so here is our top speed run coming up. Now I'll go from a dead stop so you guys can see the acceleration and stuff. Stop, 0, and full throttle. As you can see, very slow takeoff. It's not an aggressive takeoff, but once you get going, you know, this thing will actually surprise you. Speedo says about 52 right now. Not sure on the GPS, but we'll find that out after. It's actually saying 56. Now, if that's accurate, that is that's probably one of the fastest 400. 57, yeah, between 56 and 57 is what the Speedo says. Like I said, if that's accurate, that is probably one of the fastest 400 utility ATVs I have driven. That's surprising, to say the least. But like I said, it is a little bit higher geared, so. But yeah, well, that was a test. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I kind of been off of here for a little while, so I'm gonna get back to it and hopefully at least get one of these machines out per week. And once again, thanks for watching.